Welcome YouTube. How are y'all doing? I hope we're all very well. We're on the eve of the NRL today. It starts. Finally, we have sport back. If you've been like me, you've got to know your family. You've worked out they're pretty decent people, but you've missed seeing 13 men run around, sweating it up, trying to get the ball to one side of the field. And I know I have. If you're new around here, please drop a like, smash the subscribe button, and please turn the notification bell on. Today we're doing something a bit different. As you know, I'm a stat man, and what we're going to do is I'm going to give you some stat insiders to help with your tipping this weekend, or if you're going to have a stupid 8-game multi like I like to do on a weekend, just for a bit of fun. Remember, gamble responsibly, guys. That's really important if you are going to use these. It's just a suggestion. So let's fire into it. First game back is the Broncos versus the Eels. The resumption, the key, the start of the season again, and we're looking forward to it. As we know, the last time these two sides met, Parramatta absolutely destroyed Brisbane. It was more one-sided than Leonardo DiCaprio in a casting couch of supermodels. So I reckon Brisbane are going to be really fired up. We look at the key indicators of this game. Historically, both sides are fairly neck and neck. 21 games each they've won. They've only played each other 42 times. So it's neck and neck. There's not much to see. Obviously, we know 58-0 to Parramatta the last time they played, and it was a 17-16 the last time the games were at home. It's a real close game to call. TPI is predicting the Brisbane Broncos win by 4 points. Some key things to look out for here. Parramatta have got 54 points scored, Brisbane have got 50, and conceded is 39 to Brisbane. And as we know, Parramatta have started really well defensively. They've only got 8 points conceded. Both have got very similar completion rate of sets. 81% from the Broncos, plays 78% of the Eels. So it is a really, really close game with both teams having 88% tackle efficiency. It's a real tight game, but I really do fancy the Broncos to get up in this one. On Friday night, we've got the Cowboys versus whipping boys of the competition, the Gold Coast Titans. The Titans have really suffered with a lot of outs, few key players going back to the UK, and it's going to be a real tough game for the Gold Coast Titans. The Cowboys are predominantly very strong at home, and they've won 15 of the 23 matchups between the Gold Coast, with the Gold Coast only winning 8. Obviously, the last 2 games have both gone to the Gold Coast in a tight affair back in June, where the Cowboys got up by 2, and also they managed to destroy them by 14 points in May last year. It's going to be a really key game where, when you look, there's not much form going in it for the Cowboys. They've won 1 out of 2. Obviously, we know the Gold Coast have won nothing. But then when you look at the points scored, 45 for Cowboys, Gold Coast Titans, they've only got 12. And points against, 70 for the Titans, 44 for the Cowboys. I really do think when you look at completion as well, there's a big telling sign that 76% goes to the Cowboys, where 62% goes to the Titans. And for a team that's very defensive like the Titans, they're under a lot of the cosh. They've only got an 84% tackle efficiency versus a team that's more on the front foot than the Cowboys of 88. It's going to be a very close game, and it'll be interesting to see what we get out of it. TPI is suggesting that the Cowboys win by 20 points. It should be a really exciting game though. You reckon that there's always chaos when Gold Coast play? Cowboys should see this game quite easy. Be interesting though to see how it goes. And the final game before the weekend is the Roosters, and they entertain the Rabbitohs. The Roosters do have 27 wins out of 41 versus 14 for the Rabbitohs. Historically, the Rooster side of Sydney does seem to do better. And when we look at the last couple of matchups, the Roosters won 36 and also the Rabbitohs have won 1. So it's 1-1 in the last. However, this season, the Rabbitohs have outscored them with 40 points to 22. And points conceded, though, is a problem for the Roosters, 40 to 29. Completion rate is an issue at the Roosters at the moment, 69% versus 72% for the Rabbitohs. And the tackle efficiency is almost neck and neck, 88% versus 87%. Should be an interesting matchup, this game. TPI here is predicting that the Roosters get up in this one. It's one of the oldest rivalries in the competition. It's always a closely fought game. And I reckon that should be good value there. Let's take a look at the key stats breaks down for anyone who wants to put on a large game multi. First one is Brisbane versus Parramatta. As we know, Brisbane are on a 2-game win streak versus the Eels at home. And an important one to look for is the Eels have conceded 41 points down the right wing versus the Broncos. And the Broncos have conceded 44%. So it's really Sevo and Oates time. I really like that. If you're looking at multis there, I really do think that Sevo and Oates, they are going to score this game. I'm going with Brisbane to win 1-12 in this game. I think it's going to be really tight. Cowboys versus Gold Coast Suns. The Cowboys are on a 7-game win streak versus the Titans at home. I think it's really, I think it's really one-sided, this game. Gold Coast have lost 10 of their last 12 matches as well by a margin of 13 points. So I really do like the Cowboys by 12. As for looking for anytime try scorers, I really do like Kyle Felt. I really do feel like he's strong. He does have a good record in his last 10 games. He's scoring at more than 1 try per game. I think he's really good. I'd also look at old Valentine Holmes as well. I reckon he is due a big game, and I reckon he'll enjoy the freedom that Gold Coast defence allows. The Sydney Roosters are on a 1-game win streak at home versus the Rabbitohs. And I do think it's going to be more of the same. It's always been traditionally not the biggest margin of games, apart from the Roosters last time came out and they did batter the side by 24 points. I think it's going to be a tight game. I really do like, though, the Roosters 1-12 on this one. I think it's going to be a small margin. There is a few value, though, to be had in a few player bets. The Rabbitohs under 40 is a really good little bet here. They usually do mirror each other out. And I do think as well that if you're looking, Joseph Manu, I reckon he's in a bit of form at the moment. He scored a try in the last 4 Friday games for Sydney Roosters against South Sydney. He's got form against them. He likes playing them. I reckon he's a good little bet there. So guys, that's my Thursday and Friday picks. As always, please use them as you will. Remember, gamble responsibly and have a bit of fun with it. It's just a little bit of an indication of what's going on. I'll be back tomorrow to take you through the weekend's games. Please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much, guys. Pom out.